Hi folks, welcome to my trail kitchen. I just want to talk to you guys today about, everyone else calls it their cook system. I don't call it my cook system. I call it my trail kitchen. Now, maybe some of these things are my luxury items. You guys call it what you want. But I know one thing, I love to eat. And I don't just love to eat, I love to eat well. All right. So for me, I have a few extra things in here just for my creature comforts because I know that my mental health is just as important as my physical health. The best part about eating a meal is not just eating it and get filled up, but to eat a meal and enjoy it. So you guys, here's my trail kitchen. All right, starting off, first thing I have here is my 750 milliliter Toast pot. All right, you guys, I love this one. I also have the 1100. Great little pot. I love the little bag that it comes in. Doesn't weigh much. Okay, has the lid. I have heard of people not taking the lid, using aluminum foil. For me, I'm going to use the lid just because I like the little drain holes there in case I do need to take out water or something like that, drain the noodles. It just comes in handy, and for me, it's a lot easier, okay? And as you guys have seen, if you did watch my coffee video, then you know that I do have what I call my coffee pot. It's just a coffee ball. That's really what I call it, but it's just it's a trail coffee pot. Scoop you some grounds in there, stir them up in some boiling water, and 3 to 5 minutes, you have an amazing cup of coffee, okay? So got my little coffee pot. I got my BSR or BRS 3000. I always get it mixed up. I'm not sure. Must have another acronym in my head somewhere. But I love this little stove. I haven't had any problems with it. You know, I know that there are people out there that says that, well, it uses more gas and, you know, things like that. I like it, folks. I don't have a problem with it. It works. It fits down in my pot really well. I have just a can of gas in there. I always usually do keep a can of gas. One thing that I had that I just have laying around, you guys can use a bandana. This is just one of those, what is it? I don't know what you call it, you know, the little mesh things or whatever, the little dry fit, whatever way you want to call it. But anyway, you always want to put some type of cloth underneath the gas can. I know you guys have heard that a lot. I heard it, didn't use it at first, and I definitely always would get a little rust ring down in the bottom, okay? So it's just something that I recommend you do. It works. It helps out with cleaning the pot. Folks, a lot of people will bring a scrubber for their pot. I don't. Here's the reason why. Because I know, at least while you're down in the South, pine cones are everywhere, folks. Grab you a pine cone. Let's say this is a little pine cone. A lot of times you can find some that have been out there, been laying on the ground for a while. Just get you a nice pine cone. It has a little bit of abrasiveness, but it doesn't scratch up the pot. You take that pine cone with a little bit of water and swish it around, and you can get almost anything that is stuck in that pot. And then, hey, guess what? Pine cone goes back into nature. I don't know if that's violating the leave no trace policy, and if it is, you can comment below and let me know. But that's how I clean my pot. Don't bring a scrubby, okay? That's just something I learned from camping in the woods for years. We didn't have scrubbies back in the day. All right, so got my pot here. My stove goes in there. Got my coffee ball. Now, folks, as you've seen probably on my gear video, I do not use the little tiny big lighters. And the reason why is because when it gets cold on the trail, it becomes really hard to light that little tiny big lighter. Now, I have small hands, and so this one goes across my hand. So if you're a big fellow, then this one is going to be even smaller. I mean, just most men's hands are bigger than mine. I don't have very big hands. But when it's cold, all of a sudden this gets really small. It gets really hard to light it. And then it can hurt, you know. And it's hard to light with gloves, the little small one. So I use one that is longer. It's the length of a regular size big, but it is still the width of the minis, okay? So I don't know what kind of mini it is, but I do find them at Dollar Tree for $1. So I always keep one of those in there. And one thing that I have in my kitchen that some people don't choose to bring, but I do, and that's spices, folks. Because I'm telling you, those north sides get old. They get old really quickly, and some spices help out. You know, I just got some garlic salt in here, some adobo, some seasoned salt, and I think a little pepper. So, you know, just a couple of packets of something. You know, you can pick these up along the trail. These are some that I made that I have to go in my kitchen, and I love having them. Now, a lot of people will slam me for this. I don't care. You can slam away. It's no biggie to me. I do not like the spork, okay? It feels really weird in my mouth. I've never liked it. I didn't like it when I was introduced to them as a child at KFC. And folks, I like using a fork, okay? I'm going to get slammed for this, but I want you guys to see just how light this fork is. All right. Here's my trusty scale. Gonna turn this baby on, and I want you to see. Move it up here for you guys, just so you can see. 5 grams. 5 grams is what I am carrying so that I can eat and feel like I'm eating at home. It is so light. It just doesn't make a difference. I'm sorry. I'll carry my little extra 5 grams so I can feel like, you know, not quite a caveman yet. One of the little tricks or hacks or whatever you want to call it is these Sea to Summit titanium silverware. They come with a little tiny carabiner. Folks, one thing I noticed is that this thing here will get lost in your pack. Even if you put it in your food bag, it tends to disappear in there. It's really aggravating when you're ready to eat and you're ready to serve your stuff up and you can't find it. I've seen several people just lose them on the trail, set them down, forget where they left them at, and then they're out in the woods with nothing to eat with. So folks, I definitely recommend that you take this little carabiner and you connect it to your pot. Keep it connected there, and always at all times, when you're done using your silverware, put it right back. It's a little trick that I just started doing, and I've been doing it since I started going backpacking, and I have yet to lose my spoon, okay? I've had this spoon now for several years, and haven't lost it yet. So it's definitely a recommendation on how not to use the spoon or the spork. Another thing I'm going to get slammed on is carrying a separate cup. Folks, you don't have to carry a separate cup for coffee. I do not like my coffee to taste like tuna. I don't want my tuna to taste like coffee. And so for me, maybe it's just, excuse my language, just a mind bleep, but I love having my own little cup just for coffee. That's what I use it for. And I'm going to be honest with you, if you're really trying to go ultralight, in theory, you really could just use just this. This could be your pot. This could be your coffee cup. It could be everything you need. I know it's only 600 milliliters, but I promise you, this is really all you need if you're really trying to go ultralight. I did spring for this little piece here because when you use this to boil water and you make the coffee, the titanium cup is hot and it will burn your lips. So I did spring for this, all right? I do keep this inside my coffee ball so it doesn't get lost, and I'm really good about putting it back. I just pulled it out so you guys can see it. But slam me if you like, but I'm having a good cup of coffee on the trail. That's just one of the things that's important to me. Call it a luxury, call it what you like. Folks, I also cold soak. It's something that I just started doing this year. I just wanted to try it, you know, see what the hype is about. And what I realized is that I can cold soak my lunch, you know, cold soak some ramen, cold soak some rice, noodles, or whatever. And I can actually eat these while I'm walking on the trail. I can grab this, open it up, and boom, it's like a little cup, you know. I can eat straight from it while I'm walking. So I love cold soaking. I apologize for the dog. Clearly, I'm going to have to redo this over again. Anyway, but just a little tip. Do not put these in the dishwasher. It did not fall, wasn't close to the bottom. It was at the top, but it did mess with it a little bit. I haven't had any problems with it leaking, but I also haven't taken this one on trail since it hit the dishwasher. So I will be buying a new one of these before I leave out. But when I'm not using it, it works great as a dish as well, you guys. And it just, I can store things in here when I'm walking and I'm not using it. So it doesn't like take up random space or anything like that, okay? And guess what? It does also fit inside my cup. So just a nice way to get it to work. Now, this little baby is something that everybody tells you, oh, you can make it home. Oh, you don't need it. It's just a windscreen, okay? And folks, it doesn't weigh very much. I keep it in the back of my pack down where that padding is, so I never can feel it. It's never out of the way. And guess what, folks? I want you to see how much it weighs. It is only 70 grams. So for me, I am willing to carry this because there are a lot of times when it does get windy. And yes, you can use your pack and all those sorts of things like that. But you guys, it gets windy out there. And I know that, you know, everything you see on YouTube tells you to make one of these. And I'm pretty sure I probably could have got some cardboard and some aluminum foil and made one, but I just don't trust myself with making anything that might be fire retardant, any of that stuff like that. So what this is, it is just the simple panels that you can buy for a Coleman stove, and it goes around the front. And I just took some of the panels off. I bought it off of Amazon, and I took some of the panels off, just 3. If I felt like I didn't need it, I would even just take 2. But I use the 3 just because it does stand better. And guess what? Stove fits right in between it. It's like the perfect height. Gives it plenty of safe space. And so for me, I carry this. I don't mind carrying that little bit of extra weight because it does help me out when I'm cooking and I'm boiling water, because I do like a hot meal at nighttime. So there you have it, folks. That is my trail kitchen. This is what I will be taking when I go out on my thru hike for 2020. I will be taking all of this because I plan on not just eating, I plan on eating well. All right, guys, you have a great day, and I'll see you on the trail.